Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time for another episode of Foundation Fest, and today I'm going to check out the new From Benefits Hello Happy Air Stick Foundation. Retails for $32 for 0.3 ounces or 8.5 grams of product. Comes in not very many shades, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 shades. I have shade number 3, which is light neutral. It's the second in terms of lightness to darkness. They have a warm light shade and a neutral light shade. There's only one fair shade. It is fair cool, but it looked to be too fair for me. I was shooting for my summer-ish shade, even though I haven't gotten any sun. I'm not self-tanning, so I'm pale as can be. So I think this might be a little too dark for me, but quarantine. Nobody's gonna see me. I'm staying home. Cats don't care. This is a broad spectrum SPF 20 that glides on smoothly for long wearing, light to medium coverage, buildable, feels weightless, normal dry combo, oily skin. It is a combination mineral and chemical sunscreen. They say it blends and builds seamlessly, natural looking coverage, never looks cakey, soft, lightweight powders and shea butter create a light as air feel, smooth texture on the skin. It's also got chamomile, botanical extracts, and a subtle lavender scent. That fragrance is way up in the ingredient list. It's added fragrance, so it's not just lavender naturally in here. This is getting 4.5 stars with 2 reviews on Ulta's website out of 5 stars, so we will see. Let's take a look at this one swatched against a few others in my collection. Swatch time. First up is today's foundation from Benefit, the Hello Happy Air Stick Foundation in shade 3. Second, I've got from Hourglass, the Vanish Foundation in Shell. Third, I've got from Bare Minerals, the Complexion Rescue Stick in shade Vanilla 02. Fourth is from Makeup Revolution, the Fast Base Stick in shade F4. And last, from Estee Lauder, the Double Wear Stay in Place in 1C1 Cool Bone. I've already cleansed, moisturized, and sunscreened. This 45-year-old face, always wear sunscreen under your foundation. Even if your foundation has sunscreen, you're highly unlikely to put on enough product on your foundation in any tinted, colored product to get the stated SPF. Wear your sunscreen underneath. I have primed with the Good Molecules silicone-free priming moisturizer. I love this stuff, and we are dealing with a stick format, of course, so let's see how much product we have in here. Oh, I can't get it to... I can't make it turn up. What is happening right now? There we go. That was weird. So, decent amount of product in here. That's all of it. Right there. That's it. Yeah, it's probably going to be too dark for me. I am going to go in on one side of my face with a sponge. I've got a dampened Real Techniques sponge here, and the other side I will try a brush. It's the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. Sometimes I do have to use fingertips for stick foundations if they don't want to blend out, but let's see how this goes. Don't think I'm getting much coverage at all with the sponge. I do feel like most of it is just getting picked up into the sponge because you have to kind of drag to get it to move. You can't just pounce it. So I don't think we're going to be able to use a sponge here. Let's do the brush side, and then we will come back and fix the sponge side. Actually, that coverage is coming in super light with the brush as well. So this is lighter coverage than I was expecting. I think it looks really about the same on both sides. Probably a little bit better coverage with the brush. They say you should layer to build. Let's try and build this just a little bit. I'm going to keep using the brush, but I like a little bit more coverage than this. So let's see what we can do. This looks quite nice on the skin, actually. I just can't seem to get any coverage to stay on my nose. I feel kind of like Rudolph. My nose is just red, and I could see, like, all of the blood vessels and freckles on my nose. Like, none of it wants to stay on my nose. Let's try fingers. My chin's a little red too, like it just doesn't want to stay there. All right, let's just try. My Rudolph nose is a sore point with me. Well, it doesn't really want to cover the redness on my nose, but let's take a look up close and see how this is going elsewhere. It's only clinging to dry skin in the tiniest ways. I don't think you can even see it at a distance, so pretty good in that respect. It's not settling into lines. It's not doing any favors in terms of pores or texture, but it's not accentuating them. It's pretty light coverage, and on my nose it just does not want to behave. And I don't prime my nose, so you know, I find that primer actually makes my nose worse. So it's not behaving on my nose, but everywhere else it looks pretty good. It's pretty nicely sitting on the skin. It doesn't look like it's clinging too bad. It's a nice sort of satin natural finish. It's not super dewy, so I really like the finish. It feels lightweight. I'm going to give it a few minutes because it's still pretty tacky, and I'm not sure if it is going to need to be set with powder. The color's not as dark as I expected. It looks darker in the stick than I think it does on the skin. It's still a little too dark for winter. I can kind of see where I stopped bringing it down, but I think it's probably good for my summer shade. Let me go put the rest of my face on. Where's my phone? It's in my pocket. It is, whoa, a lot of messages. Holy cow, better check my phone. It's 4:14. Let me put the rest of my face on. I'll be right back. So far, so good with the Benefit Air Stick Foundation. I did end up having to set it with powder. It stayed quite tacky. I did my whole eye look and still felt tacky, so I did end up setting it lightly with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. Rest of my face is the usual suspects: the Balm Desert Bronzer, the Natasha Denona Super Glow Highlight in Fair, and let me tell you guys about this brush. Baby, it's pretty. It's very soft. So I picked up this brush. It is from Sephora Pro line number 80. It is their bronzer brush. Is a big honkin' daddy, like, woo, it's big, she thick, very soft, and I love how it applied bronzer. I thought it was going to be too big. I was like, don't know about that. It's lovely. So first impression, thumbs up on that one. My eyes are the KVD Beauty. This is the new pop version of the Shade and Light mini palette. I purchased it because Kat Von D is no longer affiliated with the brand, so I might go back to buying some of their stuff. My lip is the Wayne Goss lip gloss in Petunia. And yeah, usual suspects otherwise. I will go about my day. I'll come back in a bit with a daylight check-in, and I'll come back at the end of the night, give you guys my final thoughts. Hey guys, it's been a little over 2 hours, and here we are. Here is the color match in daylight on this one. Looks very nice. I noticed in bathroom light, it's a really nice light coverage. It's not sheer, but it's still a light coverage. Don't mind my quarantine hair. You may have seen on my Instagram, I've been testing out the TG, what the heck is the name of it? The curl stuff that Taylor Wynn was recently recommending. I don't like it. It looks great on day one, but I need something that I can wear. I only wash my hair every like 4 days, so I like to brush my hair out. If I air dry it and it's curly for day one, that's fine, but then it looks like a rat's nest, so I brush it out. So I need something that's not going to get all frizzy when I brush it out. My Aussie curl stuff is great for that, but this TG gets super frizzy, so we're doing quarantine bun because, yeah. Anyway, back to the foundation. It's looking pretty nice. I'm alright with this. That is where we are. A couple hours in, 2.5 hours in. I'll be back tonight and we'll wrap this one up. 2:26 a.m. That puts us a little over the 10-hour mark. Let's take a look at how the Benefit Hello Happy Air Stick Foundation held up. It held up pretty well. For 10 hours, I think at a conversational distance, it still looks okay. You can see some wear away on my chin and a little bit on my nose, but overall it looks pretty good. It is looking a little dry, like I'm starting to get my drag lines along my cheeks, and so I think it's slightly drying, generally comfortable. I didn't think about my makeup all day, so that is a good thing. Let's take a look up close. So it is breaking down on my chin and around my mouth, around any movement lines. It's doing a little bit of that thing where it gathers and bunches up, but not too bad. I've lost some coverage on my nose as well, but as you may recall, the nose was a trouble spot to begin with, but it really doesn't look too bad. Blush, bronzer, highlight are still fairly well intact, so I think it did hold out pretty nicely. No clinging to texture between my eyebrows, nothing strange going on there. I see a little bit on my forehead where I don't think I blended it quite fully, but generally, I think it looks okay. It looks all right. A little bit drying, settled into my deepest chin lines just a little bit, but it didn't settle into my forehead lines or my smile lines. So generally speaking, I think it's okay for dry skin, maybe slightly drying. If you have super dry skin for maturing skin, I think it's all right. It might not be great in terms of settling into the deepest wrinkles, but if you're just dealing with fine lines, it's probably okay. If I had to give a grade to the Hello Happy Air Stick Foundation, I'm going to go solid B. I'm going to call it above average. It's not quite my favorite thing ever, but it's good. It's wearable. Worth a shot. If you like a stick foundation, try it out. I still prefer my Makeup Revolution Fast Base stick, but this one's alright. We're going to go with alright. It's a B. There you have it. Another episode of Foundation Fest is in the books. If you like foundation reviews, if you enjoyed this one, give me a thumbs up down below. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And as always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate it, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.